Welcome Strategy Battle Gamers to another GBHL YouTube production. We are doing a battle rep, 350 points. As always, I'm James, and today we're here with
Pete.
And today we're just going to do some a bit of randomness. Should be good fun. Not particularly competitive armies, I don't think, from either of us.
No.
So hopefully it'll be good fun for you. So let's show you the armies.
Support your Hobbit hobby.
So this is my 350 point army for today. As you can see, my leader, we've got Treebeard. Looking pretty gorgeous after being painted up. It looks like they're on the beach because they've not quite been based yet. But Treebeard is going to be bringing with him one of the Great Eagles, one of my favourite models. And then just to make up the points down there, we also have Erkenbrand on foot. So, on to Pete's army.
Okay, so I've got Gimli, son of Gloin, leading my army. And with him are 10 dwarf warriors with shields. And to help support them, I've brought in the aid of a captain of Arnor, which is actually a citadel guard, but he's filling in with his heavy armour and bow. 2 rangers of the north and 8 rangers of Arnor, none of which actually have spears. Just happen to be the models I had with me.
Rolling for today's scenario. And we get a 5, which is...
Reconnoitre.
Reconnoitre. Fantastic. Rolling for priority. And it's priority Treebeard. So for Treebeard's forces movement, he actually rolled to come on with his eagle. They came on from that point there. He's moved his full distance up, and his eagle's moved across to the middle here. As you can see, Erkenbrand also managed to come on, and he's headed out that way. On Pete's side, his 2 main warbands, led by the captain of Arnor and Gimli, didn't manage to come on, but we've got 1 ranger of the north has entered the field, and another one here. Turn 2, priority. Priority Treebeard. That's the end of movement turn 2. As you can see, Treebeard has moved up ever so slightly. And we've also got the eagle, which has moved behind the ruins there. Erkenbrand's also moved up slightly. You might be able to see in the distance, that ranger of the north over there, he's moved up half his distance, presumably to take some pop shots. And that ranger over there hasn't moved, I believe. There's 2 additional warbands, one of the rangers of Arnor, led by the captain of Arnor. They've come onto the board, and I believe they've moved half their movement. And the dwarves, led by Gimli, are also on. So let's move on to shooting. The Arnor Dwarven Alliance starting up with their shooting, because I can't shoot. We've got the Ranger of the North shooting at Erkenbrand. Needing 4s. And he gets the 3. Next Ranger of the North, he hasn't moved. He's going to be firing at Treebeard. 3s to hit. And he misses. Now the Rangers of Arnor, they're going to take a pop shot at Treebeard. Needing 4s because they moved. 5 hits, needing 6s and 5s. And nothing. This is how it looks at the end of turn 2. Moving on to turn 3, priority. And it's priority to the Dwarves and Arnor. At the end of movement, not much happened over here. Treebeard's moved up a little bit. Rangers haven't moved. I'm guessing they're going to be shooting the whole game. And then the Dwarves, they've moved up slightly. Eagle stayed where it is, and Erkenbrand has got himself into a bit of cover there from the shooting. So I've got nothing to shoot. On to Dwarven and Arnor shooting. The captain of Arnor and his crew, plus the Ranger of the North here, none of them are moved. They're all going to shoot at Treebeard. 3s to hit. 7 hits, needing 6s and 5s. 1 6. Needing a 5 to wound. And he gets a 1. Reaction. Final shooting, this Ranger of the North is going to shoot across at Treebeard as well. 3s to hit. And he hits. 6s followed by 5s. And he gets a 2. This is the battleground at the end of turn 3. Moving on to turn 4, priority. Priority Treebeard. End of turn 4 movement. And the only things that have moved are Gimli's warband and Treebeard, so we're going to go straight into shooting. So once again, all of the Rangers and the Ranger captain, the captain of Arnor, plus the Ranger of the North are taking shots at Treebeard. Needing 3s to hit. 6 hits, needing 6s and 5s. 1 6. Pete is going to use 1 point of might from his Ranger of the North to turn that 5 into a 6. 2 dice, needing 5s. And he gets nothing. Oh! End of turn 4, turn 5, priority. Priority, Dwarves and Arnor. This is how it looks at the end of turn 5. Again, none of the rangers have moved. Treebeard hasn't moved either, and that's because he's going to be trying to throw a stone at Gimli, who is running in that direction. Dwarves wheel around, make sure that they were out of range, and the Eagle has come up into play with Erkenbrand as well. So, on to shooting. So turn 5 shooting, we're going to start off with this ranger in the north, shooting at Erkenbrand, who is through there. Forced to hit. And he misses. And once again, all these guys, plus this ranger here, shooting at Treebeard. 3s to hit. 7 hits, needing 6s and 5s. 2 hits. 5s to wound. And nothing. So Pete's going to use a point of might from his captain to turn that to a 5. And Treebeard has to roll for his fate. Treebeard's got 3 fate, needing a 4+ to avoid the wound. 1, that's 1 fate down. And he avoids the wound, but he loses 2 fate. So Treebeard's going to throw a cheeky stone at Gimli just for you guys. It's a 4 to hit to get his strength 10 out there. Now that I've already spoken for more than 2 seconds, I've condemned this to miss. Misses! Do I use a point of might to make that a 4 for a strength 10 hit? Do you know what? Just for the audience, I'm going to do it. There we go, we're going to turn that into a 4. So it hits wherever it is. Where's a 4? There it is. Strength 10 versus defense 8. We need a 3+ to wound. Oh, the Jupiter! And he's wounded. So Gimli defending the wound with his first of 2 fate. And he doesn't get it.
Point of might to make that a 4.
Point of might makes that 4. So he's down 1 point of might and 1 fate. Turn 6 priority. Double 1s. You had priority last time, so priority Treebeard. So after my movement in turn 6, Treebeard's moved into a little bit of cover there. And Erkenbrand has actually moved up, jumped over the wall and got into combat with that dwarf, while the Eagle is in contact with that dwarf there. We're now on to Pete's movement. Pete's going to attempt to charge the Eagle there. He has to take a terror test. Gimli's courage 6, so he needs 4. It makes it easy. Turn 6 shooting, the Rangers, again they're going to have a pop shot through the tree at Treebeard, and this guy's also going to have a shot up without the in the way at Treebeard. 3s to hit. All hit, so the ones with in the ways, 4+. 6 get through, so 6s followed by 5s. Get 3 6s. 3 dice, needing 5s. Oh, and 2 6s. That's 2 go through. So Treebeard definitely takes a wound, but does he lose another? Let's see. And he does. So after the wounding of Treebeard, we're moving on to combats. Pete's decided not to call anything, but Erkenbrand down here has called a heroic combat. So that will go first. So no special strikes, and the dwarf is going to shield. And Erkenbrand takes it. So Erkenbrand's got 2 strength 4 hits against the defense 7, needing 6s. Oh! And what he's going to do, he's going to use a point of might. It's quite important to turn that to a 6 wherever it is. There it is. So the dwarf is dead. So with Erkenbrand killing his foe, he's going to move around. He's going to go into combat with Gimli. I've chosen to do the Eagle against the dwarf first. Pete is choosing to piercing strike. You ever get? And the Eagle gets it. So because Pete did a piercing strike, let's see what his defense goes down by. Goes down by 1, so he's now defense 6. So I'm choosing to hurl that dwarf through a line through Gimli that way to knock him over. So the difference in strength is 3. Let's see how much further he goes. So he goes 6 inches. I'm choosing to hurl this dwarf through a line which passes slightly through Gimli and through that range in the north. He moves 6 inches. Taking a strength 3 hit for every model he passes through. And he also hits that terrain there. Okay, so Gimli is automatically knocked down, as is the Ranger of the North. Let's see what damage everybody takes. So the Dwarf takes 2 strength 3 hits and 1 strength 6 hit. Did hit an obstacle at the end as well. He suffers another strength 3 hit. The green dice need 6s and the red dice needs 4s. And that dwarf is dead. Gimli takes a strength 3 hit, so it's 6s followed by 4s. And he's okay. Next up it's the Ranger of the North. So he takes a single strength 3 hit, so it needs 5s. And it does nothing. We're going to move into the next combat. We've got Erkenbrand versus Gimli on the floor. Erkenbrand is going to feint, and I believe Gimli is using 2 axes. Got a dual roll. And you get a 6, so you win that fight. So Gimli won that fight, so he gets to stand up, and I am not back. This is the table at the end of turn 6, moving on to turn 7, priority. And it's priority Dwarves and Arnold. So with the captain of Arnold over here, Peter decided to call a heroic march, which means he adds 3 inches onto his movement. He has to move first, and everybody within that has to finish within 6 inches. So at the end of Pete's heroic march, he's moved his rangers 9 inches across the board there, some of the dwarves out the way as well. He's just now going to attempt to charge Treebeard with the 3 dwarves here and the Ranger of the North. So, terror tests. Ranger of the North is courage 5. And he doesn't make it. The dwarves here have managed to charge Treebeard. Next up, Gimli is charging Erkenbrand and he's throwing an axe. 5+ to hit. And he whiffs. This dwarf here is going to try and charge the eagle, and he fails. This is the end of Pete's movement. Onto my movement. All I'm doing is moving the eagle into contact with Gimli. No shooting, so everything's in combat, so on to combats. So we're going to start out combats with Treebeard versus the 3 piercing, striking dwarves. Dual roll, let's see what we get. Treebeard takes it with a 6. So let's see what the dwarves go down to. Whew. And we got 2 who go down to defense 4 and 1 who goes down to defense 5. The Treebeard's just going to attack these 3 as normal, and he needs 3 3s. 3s will kill him. We've got 1 3, 1, and we'll do that one there. So after Treebeard decimated those 3 dwarves, we've got the Eagle and Erkenbrand versus Gimli. So this is a friendly game. Pete's decided to call heroic combat. Remember folks, got to call that at the start of the combat, but we're pals, aren't we?
It's a heroic strike, not combat, but yes.
Sorry, yeah, heroic strike, heroic strike. Erkenbrand is going to feint, and obviously Eagle fight as normal. Gimli goes up to fight 7, so he only matches the Eagle. Gimli's fighting with his 2 axes, Erkenbrand feinting, so we've got 4 dice to his 3. And he gets 2 6s. All 3 against the Eagle. He needs 6s. And he gets nothing. He is using his last point of might to wound the Eagle. So this is the battlefield at the end of turn 7, I believe. A bit more combat. We're going to move on to turn 8. Priority. And it's priority to Pete. So because Pete's got priority, I'm going to call a heroic move with Erkenbrand. Pete's going to counter with his last point of might on the board with the Ranger of the North. The dreaded dice of God. 1 2 3 it's Pete, 4 5 6 it's me. Oh, and Pete gets it. That's how it looks at the end of movement. Pete charged in a few more dwarves, only one of them failed a courage to get in. He lined up some of his archers there to get another shot at Treebeard, who's also moved up, and he ran away with the Ranger of the North. So on to shooting. So these guys here and the Ranger of the North are all firing at Treebeard. 3 that didn't move, needing 3s. 5 that did move, needing 4s. And 1 that moved and hasn't in the way, needing a 4+. So a 3+ in the way, and he gets through. So 5 get through in total, 6s followed by 5s. And absolutely nothing. So start the combat phase, just declaring that Erkenbrand is calling a heroic strike. He goes up to fight 10. So let's see who wins the combat. Oh! And Erkenbrand takes it. So Gimli's defense goes down to 5. So Erkenbrand needing 5s to wound. Ha! And he completely whiffs. So next up we've got all of the dwarves and the Ranger of the North versus the Eagle. Pete's going to feint with his Ranger and he's going to piercing strike with all of his dwarves. Okay, let's see who wins this combat. Is the Eagle going to die? Oh, and he might. Oh! And he's definitely going to die. The dwarves go up to those strengths. So everything needs 6s against the Eagle. The Reds get to re-roll. Let's see what he gets. And that Eagle is dead. Bye-bye. After the death of the Eagle, it is priority turn 9. priority to me. So it's turn 9, and this is how it looks after movement. Treebeard has gone a little bit more centrally, chasing down Gimli. Erkenbrand did a bit of running away, as did all of Pete's dwarves. His bowline has just shifted round a little bit just to get some more shots at Treebeard. I'm guessing to hopefully get that lucky kill. On to shooting. 8 rangers, ranger captain, etc. are firing at Treebeard. These guys have moved, so they need a 4+. And this guy's going to roll his 4+, because he's moved. And he misses. Finally, the guy who hasn't moved, 3+. And he hit 6 dice, needing 6s. 1 6. And needing 5s to wound. And he doesn't get it. Into turn 9, so we're going to go on to turn 10, priority. It's priority to dwarves. So after movement, Treebeard has heroic marched to get a little bit closer to the dwarves. These guys have tried to surround Erkenbrand, going to give him a good little fight there. Gimli's moved out of the way. These guys have all shuffled around a little bit to get some shots off, so we're going to go into shooting.
Nothing hit.
So we're going straight into the combat phase. It's Erkenbrand versus the Ranger of the North and the 2 dwarves. So in the fight here, the Ranger is going to feint, the 2 dwarves are going to piercing strike, and Erkenbrand is going to shield. So let's see what we get. Oh. And he takes it. Oh dear. So the dwarves go up to strength
4 and 5.
4 and 5. So the red dice needs 5s, the blue dice needs a 6, and the white dice needs a 6, re-rolling 1s. And that's a wound. So Erkenbrand is going to use his point of fate. And he fails, and he hasn't got any might to bump that up, so he takes a single wound. So return 11 priority. Whoa! And it is priority to me! So turn 11 movement, Erkenbrand's done a bit of running away there. He's been pursued by the slower dwarves, but the Ranger of the North was able to get into contact. Treebeard, in the meantime, has charged his single dwarf. The 2 dwarves here are about to attempt courage test to charge him. Gimli looks like he's making a run for the edge of the board, as do the Rangers over here. So let's see if they get their courage. So that's my priority. There's no shooting because all of my guys are in combat, so I'm going to go with Treebeard first. So the dwarves are all piercing, striking. Let's see what Treebeard gets. Treebeard gets a 6, so he wins the fight. So Treebeard is choosing to hurl this dwarf here from this part of his base, passing through the dwarf, and hopefully going through a line of rangers here. So there's a difference in 5 in strength, so let's see how much further it goes than 5. It's 7 inches, could have done with a few more. So the dwarf that got thrown goes down by defence 1, so he's now defence 6, and the one that he knocks over goes down by defence 1 as well, so he's also defence 6. So the knockdown, the dwarf that's been thrown, so the dwarf who's been thrown takes a single strength 6 hit, so strength 6 and defence 6 is 4s, and it kills him. And the knocked over dwarf, now defence 6, takes a strength 3 hit, which is 6s. Oh, and both are dead. So the next combat is Erkenbrand versus the Ranger of the North. Ranger of the North is fainting. What does he get? He gets a 4. What can my 2 dice get? No! And the Ranger of the North wins that fight. The Ranger needs 6s, re-rolling 1s, and he gets a 4. So I want to turn 12 priority. Oh, and it's priority dwarves. This is how it's looking at the end of movement. Some of Pete's Rangers and Rangers of the North are making a little break for it there, remembering that it's reconnoitre. Some of his other Rangers appealed around that side. Gimli moved up to support the dwarf, but Treebeard charged it. And over here, Erkenbrand looks like he might meet his demise. First combat, we're going to do Erkenbrand versus these guys. I'm guessing you are piercing, striking, and fainting. Okay, I'm going to shield. We win, we get a 6. Good work, Erkenbrand. Next up, we've got Treebeard versus that single dwarf. The dwarf has chosen to piercing strike, being very brave. Let's see what happens. Oh, what did we get? 6! Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. There it is. So Treebeard, upon winning that combat, has decided to barge. He's going to barge the little dwarfy there, 3 inches out of the way, so that he can charge Gimli. As you can see here, the dwarf is not prone because it couldn't make the full 3 inches in that direction. In the meantime, we charged Gimli. It was only an inch, so there was no need to roll. So, into this combat. So Treebeard versus Gimli. Gimli is using his 2 axes, so he's got 3 attacks. He's not piercing striking. Let's see what he gets. He gets a 5. I need a 5 or more. Oh, we get the 6. So Treebeard with his strength 8 is attacking normally against Gimli's defense 8. Needing 4s. Just the 1. Using Gimli's final fate point. And he fails it. So he takes a wound. Turn 14, priority. And this time it was priority Dwarves. So after movement, these Rangers have continued their run for the board edge to get Pete some victory points. Gimli ran for the window, made his jump through it to get away from Treebeard. That guy there stood up, but Treebeard did manage to charge him, and these Rangers moved up in a nice little line, which might be handy for later. And also, Erkenbrand has been charged, so on to combats. So the Erkenbrand combat first, exactly the same as last time with piercing strikes and feints from Pete's forces. And as per last time, I'm going to shield. Oh, and a bad roll, but we take it. And next up, Treebeard versus the Dwarf Warrior. So the Dwarf Warrior is shielding, and let's see what happens. And Treebeard takes it. Treebeard is going to hurl this dwarf from this part of his base in a nice line through those Rangers. On top of the 5 inches he can throw the dwarf. Oh, he's throwing it 11 inches. Okay, so the dwarf, the red dice needs 4s, that's the strength 6 hit, and then the green dice needs 6s, those are the strength 3 hits, and that dwarf is dead. Okay, so each Ranger needing a 5. This one doesn't kill him. This one doesn't kill him. This one kills him. And this one doesn't kill him. So on to the next turn, priority. It's priority Dwarves. So it's after movement, and as you can see, those Rangers are pretty close to the board. Should they go off, I think I'll concede and give the game to Pete, because we are nearing the end of our time limit. Gimli ran away, and so he's being chased by Treebeard, and these guys got up and took a step back, and Erkenbrand is fighting the good old fight over there. So let's go straight into shooting. These two are going to have a shot at Treebeard. So 4's to hit. I need a hit. Next up, Gimli's throwing axe, firing at Treebeard, needing 5s. Gets nothing. Combat exactly the same as before, all of us doing exactly the same what we did before. Except because it's the end of the game, I'm just going to go for it. Oh, and it pays off, I get a 6. Both strikes on the Ranger of the North, needing 5s. And he takes a wound. So the Ranger's fate. And he's dead. We're not even sure what turn it is now. Turn whatever it is, priority. And it's priority Dwarves. However, it's the end of the game. I might as well use the last point of might from Treebeard to call a heroic move to get into combat with Gimli. We'll start off with the 2 Dwarves versus Erkenbrand. Normal attacks from Erkenbrand and piercing strike from the Dwarves. Erkenbrand takes it. The Dwarves go down to defense. Wow, they go down to defense 5. Oh, 5s to wound. Ha! Double 1s. And next up, the combat which might decide the game. We've got Treebeard versus Gimli. Gimli is using his 3 attacks, piercing and striking, and and Treebeard's got his 3 attacks. Let's see what happens. Oh, and Treebeard gets it. So Gimli goes down by 1 to defense 7. So needing 4 pluses. Oh, is that a cocked dice as well? Oh, it is! Let's see if we can roll that one. Kill him off. No. So we've got 2 wounds there, however...
He has no fate left, so Gimli's out of there.
Woohoo! Go Treebeard. So this is how the board looks at the end of that turn. Gimli is dead. Treebeard has taken wounds. So at the moment, it is 6 victory points, because these Rangers ran off the board, to 5 to Pete. Now he hasn't broken me, I haven't broken him, there is still that opportunity. We're going to play for one more turn, really just to see what happens over here. So, let's do this. Priority. and it's matched, which means it's my priority, because I called heroic move last time. So another 3 rangers have exited the board. These guys are just going to shoot at Treebeard, and then we've got the combat over there. Pete is 1 from breaking. Rangers shooting Treebeard, needing 3s. 6s followed by 5s, and nothing. Erkenbrand versus the 2 piercing striking dwarves. Let's see what happens. Oh, and they take it. So the piercing striking dwarves go up to... So 1 goes up by 3 to strength 6, and 1 goes up by 2 to strength 5. So needing 5s to kill Erkenbrand. Oh, and they kill him! And Pete breaks me. And with him breaking me, I'm going to concede, even though those points won't go until the start of the next turn. I'm going to concede this game. I can't physically win. Epic handshake.
Well done.
Well played. So welcome to the post-battle battle rep breakdown between Pete and myself. Pete, you got a deserved victory there in what was a pretty crazy game. Hopefully lots of entertainment in there for you guys. That's why we brought those lists, especially me, I have to say, you know what I mean? 3 models. It was good fun though, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a blast. Really hard fought the whole way through as well, which always makes it fun.
It was great.
And just trying to get the game in, really.
Reconnoiter with 3 models. That's tough. That's tough, I do have to say. But it was a really fun game. We got to show lots of the monster stuff. I think I got a barge in there. I got a few hurls in there, which was good. Lots of shooting from your guys.
Lots of special strikes as well, like the piercing strike, the fainting.
Yeah, lots of the special strikes.
Some shielding as well, which is rare for me.
yeah, you don't usually do that. But yeah, it was great fun. Hopefully you all enjoyed something a little bit different today. I think the victory points in the end, I killed your leader, which is 5, is that right?
I think so, yeah.
So I got 5 for that. You weren't broken though. I didn't have any models leave the table.
Whereas
you had 6 leave.
6 leave, and I broke you and was unbroken myself, so that's 11. Plus, I also wounded your leader, which is another 3. So
basically, guys, he smashed me. He smashed me, which I think is like the 2nd time you've ever beaten me.
And this time was a bit more legitimate than my guys died quickly enough for me to win.
It was good fun, and congratulations to Pete. And I have to say a big thank you. Pete has been a star today. This game has ended up going on a lot longer than we planned. I wanted to get a few 350 point bat reps in today, and we've got 1. And part of that is I'm self-employed, and I've just found out today that I really needed to do my tax. So I've been running around. Thank you so much for that. I really appreciate it. Hope you guys enjoyed this battle report. Something a bit different for you. If you'd like to see different things, comment below. If there's something that you'd like to see, lots of people have said that they'd like to see some more monsters so they can see some of these brutal power attacks in action. I oblige. Did you enjoy that? Comment below. Continue to support your Hobbit hobby, guys, and stay tuned for the next battle report. Happy strategy battle gaming.